Hello, mentors. Let's look at play together. So this is part 2 of our meeting 5. And then these are the 4 main things with this microactivity, small groups of 2 to 4 students so that they can really interact and play together. The idea is to understand the hexagonal grid. And so this is a very interesting part of this meeting because maybe some students may not have seen it much, so they're more used to the usual square grid. Also, this is to get a feel of the system dynamics now that they're no longer in situations such as a square grid or one dimension even, but now they really jump into 2 dimensions and with just a new tool. And finally, try different tolerance levels if time permits. So they're going to be picking between either 52% of tolerance or 72% of tolerance, meaning I am unhappy if and only if more than this percentage of my neighbors are not like me. They have a different shape or a different type. And we have this rule: if I have 0 neighbors, I am just unhappy and I just want to move. Let's explain how this goes. So you'll get several hexagonal grids for students to play and experiment. You can form groups of 2 to 4. So we recommend this type of interaction. You'll get chips of 2 colors or shapes, so you'll represent them accordingly. This part is really important. Students will decide in their small groups which real place is represented by this map, by this grid, whether it's a city or a park, a school, some particular room, a theater. Anything is valid for people and what each group of tokens represent. Notice that it's connect a little bit with the notice and wonder from this part where these people, we don't know where they were, maybe in a neighborhood, and they were young and old. And so this is really important, and mentors here, you can really suggest things or just encourage them to give a meaning to this abstract configuration. Why is that important? Because then where they're playing, they can do analogies and it just sticks much more. It's richer and more fun. And then what we'll do is place between 24 to 30 chips. So we leave it a little open for them to experiment in the hexagonal spaces, as we can see here, making sure that it feels random and there's balance or almost a balance in the 2 categories. You can do 14, 14, but it's also fine to do 14 and 15, which is, in real life, you don't have to have the same sizes of these 2 groups. And students will help at the same time without much talking and planning. So that's how it would go for this part. Here's an example where these 3 students grabbed these many chips and they decided they were in a park. And it was this divide between tourists and locals, right? They want to explore if they want to separate or mix, what's going to happen. And then without taking turns, they place the chips as mixed as possible. You can monitor, and if you see a lot of separation at the beginning, you can try to make it more mixed. It's important that we do that so that there's more movement and dynamics throughout the game. And then according to the rule, they're going to be making the moves, but in another video, we'll actually explain how to make these moves in clear detail. So hope you enjoyed this video and see you in the next one. Goodbye.